Hello all, meeting you all after a very long time. I'm here to share some workplace related topic which I'm sure will help any individual irrespective of whatever role you are in. So all of us have meetings as part of our daily routine, and knowingly or unknowingly we might be spending majority of our time in meetings. But do we really see through which of the meetings are productive and which are not? We really don't do that. Let me tell you, we do not monitor the time that we spend on unproductive meetings. So you might be surprised that according to one survey, employees spend at least 25 to 30% of their time in unproductive meetings. Wasted time means wasted money for the company, as we get unproductive and waste resources with all these unnecessary meetings. So when we say resources, it's not just man hours, it's all others too. We could say um, uh, we could use this money to spend wisely on something really productive. Right. So, with the current situation of pandemic, we may not have face-to-face meetings, but it's much more required to conduct productive meetings. So, let's see some of the tips to conduct the effective meetings, which will save time for us and the team and help us to drive fruitful outcomes out of these meetings and make use of the rest of the time for connecting with people. Okay, so let's get started. So these are three different uh, categories or segregation of for effective meeting. So even before we speak about before a meeting, let's think about whether we really need to conduct this meeting or not. Or is this something that can be taken or taken care or communicated via emails, right? So let's look at these tips to ensure that the meetings that we are conducting are effective going forward. So the three segregation that we have over here is before the meeting, during the meeting, and after the meeting, right? So what is required or what is that we need to do to before the meeting to ensure the meeting is productive. Secondly, during the meeting, what are the things that we need to keep in mind to ensure the meeting is fruitful? And post the meeting, we need to take certain actions to ensure that we have spent the time productively, right? So let's go through each of these. The first one is before the meeting, right? So agenda, we can say an agenda is one of the greatest tools for a productive and organized meeting, right? So it helps us to keep the discussion to the point and to cover the key items or areas of concern that we are about to discuss. Also, we can use the agenda to track time as to whether we are making the best use of the time or we using the 30 minutes or 45 minutes effectively to arrive at the desired outcomes. And if we are writing down the agenda, it will help us to determine whether the meeting is really necessary or not. So, the utmost requirement before a meeting is to prepare the agenda and send it to the audience um, before 24 hours, right? At least giving them a 1 day notice before the meeting so that the agenda is communicated to all, right? So this will ensure that we do not come up with surprise meetings and make people wonder in the meeting as to why are they here for, right? So agenda is one primary requirement for any effective meeting. Secondly, define the purpose of the meeting and what are the expected outcomes of that meeting. So once you have the agenda, should clearly define the purpose for which the team is meeting. or what are you expecting out of this particular meeting? So without a clear purpose, the meeting is going to be really unproductive, right? So when you have the agenda, when you're sharing the agenda, you can also share the purpose or the results that you're expecting out of the meeting. That way, the audience is well prepared to know what they can expect in the meeting. Third thing is prepare meeting material. So as a meeting organizer, it is really a very good practice to ensure the attendees are having the background to the agenda that you're proposing. So this will help the team to come prepared, right, and address the desired goal of the meeting. And the team will not be taken by surprise because the agenda is shared, the purpose and the desired outcome is shared well in advance. This saves a lot of time to start explaining things in the meeting during the meeting time period. So these are the first three tips which you can follow before a meeting, which will help you in an effective meeting. Second thing is during the meeting, what are the things that you need to keep in mind to make the meeting really productive? First thing, as an organizer, we need to ensure that we are early. We arrive early and have everything set. Say for example, we have a presentation to share. So then it requires a projector to be set up, or checking the audio, video, everything, right? So this will help us to fix all those. Say in case with the current time we are doing meetings via Zoom or Teams calls, please ensure that you're still early, right? To ensure that the dial-in is working properly, and to check the audio and video and keep the presentation ready. So you do not waste any time when the meeting gets kick-started. Second thing is focus on the objective. So here's where your agenda is going to help you. So stick to the agenda that you have shared with the team and drive discussion around that agenda, which will help you to keep focused on the objective of the meeting. So one other thing over here is do not let latecomers or the talkative individuals to take off the entire time, which will bring a lot of distractions and a diversion from the agenda. So as a moderator, your job is to ensure that time is not eaten up by specific individuals and the voice of everybody is being heard. And you ensure to keep the team focused on a specific objective for which the meeting is being called for. Okay, so so ensure that focus is there, and as a moderator, you should have that control with you. The next thing is ensure powerful participation, right? In a meeting, when the focus is towards a particular agenda, start working or driving discussion around that particular results that you're expecting or fixing a particular problem, and not let the team start blaming each other. Say if it is any problem solving meeting, it should not be a place where individuals start blaming each other. So if such a situation happens, as a moderator, you have to bring the audience under control and start diverting the focus towards the specific agenda that you've called the team for. The next important thing during the meeting is make the time used effectively, right? And not waste the productive time of the team. So time wasted is not just unproductive. Let me tell you, it is much more than that. It means money. It also means a lot for the company. So be considerate of others' time in any meeting and avoid latecomers and distractions. Even if it is a meeting that you have not called for, be watchful of the time, right? So time check is very important, right? So during the meeting, these are the things that you can keep in mind to ensure that your meeting is effective. So the next important thing is after the meeting. What happens after the meeting? So after the meeting, there are specific actions that you need to take to ensure the meeting has been effective. First thing is to share the minutes of the meeting, which will speak about the discussion items, the derived action plan, and the tasks assigned to the individuals, maybe a list of owners and the timelines against each action plan. So this minutes will definitely help the audience to align on the discussion items and to know what they can expect as an outcome and when they can expect. So this will also serve as a future reference whenever we are in need. And the next thing is after the meeting, do set up follow-up meetings or use the mails as required, depending on what is the action that you're trying to drive. Okay, so these are some of the tips which will definitely help you in conducting effective meetings, whether it is a face-to-face meeting or it is a meeting through Zoom or Teams calls, right? So hope this has been useful. Make the best use of these tips to make your meetings effective. Thanks for watching and listening in. If you have any feedback or suggestions, please leave your comments in the comments box. Thank you. Stay safe and take care.